There are some matters I could help you with, but make no mistake, I am not a go-between for you and Ensiotis. I once ran into the saintess at the foot of the mountain, where she stuffed a book into my hands. She told me that, if I'm bored, I might as well try copying some scripture. I heeded her suggestion and copied a passage every day. At first, I did it just to pass the time, but then I realized it helps me to relax a little too. Das finde ich interessant. Leitanien, Kazimierz, Jarek. 3 decades, more or less. The days I spent in Jarek were the most dull. No opponents, no challenges, no excitement. But before I knew it, I had become accustomed to the bleats of burdened beasts, the sensation of shoes sinking into the snow, and the weight of little zubbering medicine on me. The first time I became champion was to prove myself. The second time was to hone myself, and the third was a wake-up call I made to those who thought they could control me. The price I paid for it? Just a few dark steel arrows. Huh. A pity I didn't get an actual match. I saw the Radiant Knight. No, there's no point in fighting here, so you need not arrange one for me. A proper fight needs her at her peak, at the right time, in the right place and situation. Victory then will be a matter of life and death. Though, how or when that moment will come won't be up to me at all. Ensiotis treats me like a sword. A sword intended to reflect more than kill. A blade serving as a mirror with which to scrutinize himself. The stronger I get, the more he exercises restraint. Such a relationship will continue until the day he no longer needs a sword. I went back to Leitanien once after becoming champion. From a defective Leitanian unable to use arts to a natural-born warrior. Only to still find myself unwelcome. The locals looked at me the same as they did decades earlier. Coming to terms with that, I found my hatred for the land had cooled some. A few years ago in Jarek, I was dining at a local restaurant I frequented, where some foreign tourists tried to pick a fight with me. Before I could get a word in, the shop owner grabbed me by the arm and shouted to them, "What are you punks doing? Get away from our Jarek lady!" I'll never forget that. There are many who rely on you and Ensiotis to provide them a meaningful way of life, and you relish it just as he does. But for me, I've just met another patron who engages in self-neglect. Right then, the meeting's about to begin. Drink this glass of water to refresh yourself. And hold still, your color's wrinkled. Sleep. No one will bother you. Degenbrecher. A code name. You can just use that. I looked through the contract and the scope of my work seems unchanged. I am still a bodyguard. Just the employer's different. Nicht schlecht. Formalities like these remind me of the time when Carlin trade was first established. Gnosis was so full of himself as he declared my position to the others. It was then that I decided to wait for a chance. To smash that cocky face of his to the ground. When I pinned the medals on my soldiers, the first cohort of Chagetta to complete my training, I saw some pretty fine expressions on them. I can see this ship has many with similar faces. Is this a mission or a training session? Follow me close. No dinner for those who fall behind. Good. I suppose you've already got a plan. Keep your distance, or you risk getting caught up in the fighting. Still mulling things over, Dr. Perfectionist? You want my opinion? How soon do you want them gone? You can go do something else. Emotion is meaningless here. Conviction will throw you off pace. Still soaking yourself in the past? Use your weapon to tell me who you are. Whenever there's an avalanche in Jarek, I always free my schedule to test my skills there. It's a rare form of recreation for me. Apparently, Rhodes Island won't be dull in that respect. At the very least. Your face just now, it seems the expression folds of a feather flocked together is indeed true. I let a few get away as you bid me. What next? Hold my hand tight and your breath with it. What comes next might be a little disorienting, but press on. We have to use code names here? That's obnoxious. You'll need to try a little harder if you want to pick up my Degenbrecher. Here, you left this file in the meeting room. It's fine. I'm used to doing this. Arknights. Doctor, you know how busy your schedule is today, yes?